Hi, my name is Kelli Simpkins and my project is called Queerin'.
The project is an online digital art gallery featuring queer artists who are interpreting interviews with queer youth elders and their advocates. So the genesis of the project is a theater piece called The Loneliness Project about intergenerational loneliness. I think that queer loneliness has historically been a really different thing than loneliness in general. And in the pandemic, I began thinking about youth and elders, particularly who were in this isolation. Oftentimes when queer elders go into retirement communities or homes, they have to go back in the closet. Some of the queer youth being in their households, maybe with homophobic or genderphobic families. And so I began to think about how could we find community in a time when we don't have community? And how could we find joy in a time where joy feels really scarce? We're going to pair an artist and an interviewee who are in different generations, interviewing both of those people. So for the first pairing with Sam Kirk and Marge Summit, I pulled out audio clips so they can actually hear Marge's history and what Marge has done with the artist Sam interpreting the interview, making the artwork. And then the third interview will be Marge and Sam kind of unveiling the artwork and then talking. So that is the intergenerational piece. Doing these interviews, what I found were queer youth desperately wanted to know their elders, and that queer elders desperately wanted to be in community with youth. And I think it's super important to know where you come from and where you're going, and to hear the stories of the people who made those things and are making those things possible. We have the first pairing, we have the first artist interviewee. There are going to be two more of those. So I am going to pay the artist, I'm going to pay the interviewee, buy equipment, and find a web designer who is going to make this huge online digital arts gallery possible. You are funding the idea that art is essential, and you are funding queer artists in all different disciplines. And that to me is what is so incredibly exciting about this project.
Thank you for your contribution to Queerin'.